All right, I've got 3 electric guitars here, and I've been working on them, and now some of them have new parts on them, and some of them have used parts on them, and I'm going to tell the story as to why. I've got this one over here that I got not so long ago. I was really stoked with this one. Everything's awesome about it, but then the this screw on the locking nut stripped, or the thread hole stripped, which means I had to replace the nut because I tried to retap it and that wasn't going to work. So had to get a new one. One complication is that everything I have is left-handed, so it's a little bit harder to find parts. With the Floyd Rose locking nut, there's so many different sizes and things and whatever. If you ever try to go to order one, they have you like this chart for all this kind of stuff and whatever. And but anyway, I ordered the nut to go on here, and when I got it, it turned out. Not only did it turn out, it was the wrong size in that it sat too low and caused the strings to buzz on the first couple of frets. But also, it was proclaimed as being a left-handed nut, but the way the grooves are in it, it was grooved as though it was a right-handed nut. So I'm going to go back to those people and talk to them about why that is. So I haven't done that yet, but I wanted a nut on here so I could play. So what I did, I took my 13-year-old guitar and I took the nut off of it and I put it on that one, and now it plays great. And it didn't sit right either. So what I did to that one also sat too low. So I put a guitar string, an E string, underneath the nut when I bolted it down, and that raised it exactly enough so that my action is where it needs to be there. So the brand new nut is on here, and you know the grooves are backwards from the way it should be for a Floyd Rose, or for for left-handed or whatever. But I put it on here anyway just to play, and because I was already working on this guitar anyway, because after 13 years, finally, the this is one of the good tuners that came off of that guitar, and see, it's nice and smooth and turns and everything, and it's awesome and everything. But one of them, actually the one for the E string, it had received so much abuse that it was like grinding really bad. And in fact, the little white bushing that you see on here is totally gone off of that one. So it's wore out. So, and then got another one here that it's starting to go. When you turn it, it grinds. You can feel it grinding in there. It's not smooth anymore. So I said, okay, so this one needs new tuners. Once again, it's a left-handed item. And in the looking around that I did to try to order some tuners and whatnot, keeping in mind I want to find left-handed tuners, and then they needed to be, they need to be all the same direction because of the way it's set up. Because sometimes you buy tuners and it's like half of them are this way and half of them are the other way, if you got the kind where you got 3 on each side or whatever. So the only left-handed ones that I could find when I was searching, that were all the same direction, it turned out were locking tuners, which I had never used before. I don't know anybody that's ever used them before. And in my mind, when I heard the word locking tuner, I said, oh, that's cool, because not having studied it, I thought to myself, a locking tuner must mean like when you knock your guitar against something and it knocks one of the keys or whatever and then gets it out of tune, it would lock that so that it won't turn anymore. But that's not what it is. It's almost like the locking nut in that when you put the string in it, it's got a lock, so it holds it in there so you don't have to wrap it around and around and around. And supposedly you get better tuning and better stability with that and whatever. So I found some locking tuners, but I figured on one with the Floyd Rose and the locking nut, I don't need a locking tuner. You wouldn't even get the benefit from it. So what I did was, I've got this other guitar here that I got a couple of years ago that I'm very stoked with. And I think I got it on eBay, and the guy who sold it was like, I think he only had it for 2 months and then he sold it, and then so I got it. So it was practically brand new when I got it. So all the hardware on it is brand new. So the tuners that were on here were excellent. So I took the tuners off of here and put them on the one with the Floyd Rose. So then I took the locking tuners that I just bought and put them on this one. And so far so good. And you can see, you know, you don't wrap the strings around and around and around. You just put it through there and it locks into there. And then it's locked and you play it and it's awesome. So I've been happy with that so far. We'll see how it does in the long run. So I took the tuners off of that, took the regular tuners off of that Ibanez, and I stuck them on here. And got it all tuned up. I got the brand new nut on here that has the incorrectly slotted things for left-handed, but I put it on here. And so now I'm going to play it for the first time since I've done all this Frankenstein work to it. So here we go. GoPro, stop recording.